Yeah. So I'm just going to repeat my question again. You've not been profiled. Okay, Mohammed Usman, you've not been profiled. Mr. Rashid, can you drop your, Mr. Rashid? Hello, sir. Mr. Rashid, are you there? All right, so Mohammed, are you in the general group? Are you in the general group? If you're in the general group, which of the groups are you in? Are you in group 1 or are you in group 2? Please.
Okay, I'm in the general group. I'm actually in the the fabrics group. I'm not sure if that's the name, but I think it is the group for this particular program. Yeah.
Okay, so you are in the DP700 group.
Exactly, I just saw it now.
Okay, so I am going to quickly. Okay, I'm not in the second group. Mr. Rashid, Madam Frank, are you here? Can you drop the group link to the second group here?
What group?
Data,
the WhatsApp group?
Yes, the second one. Please kindly drop the link here, please.
The platform 2.
Yes, platform 2.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so she's going to drop the link in the group. Thank you so much, ma'am. She's going to drop the link in the group, and then you have to just join that group. Then in that group, I'm going to drop Mr. Rashid's number here for you so they can reach out to him. Just give me a moment while I get it, because it's actually important that you're being profiled so that you can actually start your fabric journey. You can go through the recordings that we've had and then start your fabric journey properly. So you watch the demo, and then whatever it is that was done during the demo session, you can actually do that. So that's why it's important that we have to be profiled, please. Just give me a moment while I drop his number. So whilst I'm dropping Mr. Rashid's number, does anybody have any issue concerning password? Like maybe your password is giving you issues or you can't log in. You've been profiled, but you can't log in. Do you have that problem, please? Does anyone have that problem, please? None. So you just profiled in. Okay, right now we have the chat link here. So check out the WhatsApp group, the link there. Let me see your names. Mohammed, have you seen the link that has just dropped? Oluwatobi, please kindly join the link.
Yes, I've seen it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bisola, are you part of the general group as well, aside the DP700 group? If not, kindly join that link. And then
all right, thank you.
You're welcome. I dropped a number. That's Mr. Rashid's number. So reach out to him. He will profile you. All right, so that's Mr. Rashid's number. All right, so that's the first phase of this. I had asked if you have tried to log into your Fabric or just generally your Microsoft account. If you have not been able to, we can actually do that right now. That's if you've been profiled. So if you've been profiled and you can't seem to get into your M365 environment, please kindly mention that right now. No one? All right, so if you actually have been profiled and you've been able to log into your environments, how many of you have actually done your practice? How many of you have gone through the recordings? How many of you have actually just done your practice? You know, everything we've done, from ingesting data to analyzing data to the last class we had where we had to check out the event stream and write a bit of KQL. How many of you have done that? Jamiu, have you done that? Mr. Greg, have you?
Yeah. Good evening. This is Jamil here.
Good evening, Jamiu.
Yeah. So on Thursday, I'm sorry because my schedule has been very tight throughout the week. So on Thursday, I tried to ingest one of the data that you shared to the group.
Okay.
So I was seeing that it was successfully ingested, but I couldn't find it in the workspace that the only one that I was seeing was the default, I think the one that, yeah, the sample data, yes, that was there, that I just decided to see how the data would look like. That was the first thing I did. But then I wanted to see how it would look if I ingested a file. So I did that, but it wasn't showing up. So I just thought, well, if I raise it to the group, maybe someone would answer. I did that, but I haven't gotten any answer.
So sorry. Most likely we're also busy. So are you with your laptop right now? And is it possible if you could share your screen? Let's see if we can find it. And what data did you use? I know I dropped two. Mr. Didi had dropped a SQL. Which of them?
The one that is 200 rows. So
let me see.
Let me try and log in.
100.
Find out.
Is it the industry standard sales data set?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what were you trying to do with it? How were you trying to ingest it, and what? Okay, what did you use to ingest it?
Get data, and then I selected it, so it gave me a signal that it has been selected. I mean, it has been uploaded. So I think it would just be best if I share
your screen. Yes. Okay, let's see if we can.
But then you can move with someone else while I try to log in.
Yeah, so if any other person has had an issue, just kindly point it out, please. But if not, Jamil would wait for you. So, all right. So we want to make sure that we have that cleared up before we get into our course for today. All right. So has any other person actually attempted it? Ingesting, analyzing, who else? Nafisa, have you done that? Have you been able to do it? And how was it? Hello, Nafisa. All right. So we have Moses. Moses, hello. Moses Edam.
Yes, hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, so I'm asking, were you here in the last class or the last two classes?
Okay, no, I wasn't here just the last class. I missed one. So I complained of issue, but it was not attended to.
What kind of issue, please?
We were told to drop our details for the environment, right, for practice. But since then, there was no response, and I don't have that access to development for practice, settle my listen, the fabrics and everything. So I didn't have
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Rashid. Hello, Mr. Rashid. Mr. Rashid, please, can you hear me? So did you reach out to Mr. Rashid directly, please?
No, he said
Okay.
we should drop our details. Yeah, in the meeting.
Okay, so I'm just going to drop Mr. Rashid's details. You can DM him, right? So for every one of you, please kindly DM him.
Okay.
Kindly DM. I just dropped his number again. So kindly send me a DM so he can do that for you. Okay, so hopefully by this weekend, we should all be profiled. All right, thank you so much, Moses. Nafisa, have you been able to do your practice? And how has it been? Hello, Nafisa, can you hear me? All right, Mr. Greg, how's it been?
Yeah, good afternoon, Joanne. I've not actually touched it because I had compute issues this week. I just solved the issue by yesterday, so I couldn't because of the compute issues and all that. But that has been solved, so I know from this week I will do it and submit.
Okay. Okay. All right, that's
Oh,
great.
sorry.
Dabrichi, thank you, Mr. Greg. Dabrichi, how's it been for you?
Hello, ma.
Yes,
Can you hear
hello,
me?
Dabrichi. I can hear you clearly.
This week I've not been having chance like that because I'm also doing other courses because I'm also learning programming language and stuff. So I've not been having chance like that.
Okay, but you actually have to practice because if you get a voucher, you need to write your exams and you need to pass them. And the best way
Yes,
to
ma'am.
do that is actually to practice. That's going to help you. It's the reason why I'm actually taking my time, saying all before we actually start, so that we don't just waste our time, so that we actually get value. I mean, for why we are here, why we actually spend our time every weekend. I mean, there are other things you could have been doing now, but you're taking your precious time here. So it's important that we just take it serious, okay? So that we can write our exams and pass our data engineering exams. I mean, once you all want to pass, so please just take it into, let it be on your top of priority list, in as much as I understand that you have a lot of other things to do. So please put it on the top of the priority list. Okay, so do we have any questions from the last class? For those of us that were here, do we have questions from the last class? None?
Yeah, I'm ready to share screen now. This is Jamie.
Okay, Jamil. Yes, please. Okay, we're waiting, Jamil.
All right, so this is the workspace I created, and then so I created this trial LH.
Lakehouse.
So under yes, Lakehouse. So then I imported this from one of the sample data.
Okay, what method do you use to import, to ingest your data? What method did you use to import?
So immediately I created the lake house. So I saw something here, get data as if similar to Power Query. So I clicked on that, it gave me various options, and then that's where I.
Okay, so you should have actually, okay, this is your lake house, yeah? And then for your workspace, yes. Mr. Jamil, I would advise that you give your workspace a proper name. Don't just call it workspace, okay? Give your workspace a proper name. So you can call it Jamii Workspace, which whatever you're comfortable with, but not just Workspace, because there's also a place that has my workspace. So you don't get confused. When you properly tag your items, your fabric items, it helps you, I think giving.
I'm actually, I'm aware. I was not even supposed to show this to anyone had it been it worked out well. So I just wanted to, being my first time, I just wanted to see how it would. I didn't want to be thinking of, okay, what do I name it as?
Okay.
I just wanted to try it out for the first time like that. So that's
okay.
That's
okay. So go back to your workspace. Just go back to your workspace. Let's see. So you can just show me what you did, please.
So I came here to home.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I created the lake house.
When you came to home, yes. So what did you do next after creating your lake house?
So I'm trying to, okay, sorry, create, yes, create, and then I see all here.
Okay.
So data engineering, I created the lake house, named it. Should I just do it again now?
Yeah, but so I think, okay, let's just from what we were taught, just so that we don't get confused, or you don't get confused. Don't create another one, just hold on. Okay, so just go back to your workspace. At first, rename this workspace, Jamii, please. Let's call it Jamii workspace, Jamii_workspace. Yes. Click on click on, let's see workspace settings. Let's see. We can edit it from there. Okay, it's taking some time to load. All right, rename that to Jamii_workspace. Okay, that's fine. So close it. Top right.
I'm not seeing anywhere that says
Top right.
save.
No, you say you don't need to. It has saved automatically. I want to believe so.
Oh, okay.
So just go to top right and close. Yes, let's see.
Oh,
exactly, it's just changed. So now let's see. So just at the where you have at the far left, where you have Jamii_. Okay, you're already there. All right. So data engineering. So there's a different method. There's a different way you entered. Now you see. Wait, hold on, Jamii. Another thing I'll tell you. Underneath, can you see that Power BI icon? Click on it. Click on that Power BI icon from the left down. Click on. Change it to Fabric. Click on Fabric, please. So you see what happened? Welcome to Fabric. Now this is a Fabric workspace, right? If you want to work with Power BI, then that would have been the Power BI workspace that you're working. You still have your Jamii workspace here, it's still here. But it's better to still be within this environment. It helps you just keep everything on track, right? So click on your Jamii workspace, let's see. Where you have quick access. Quick access. Underneath. No. Okay. Now click on new item. Okay, I think it might be taking some time to load at my own end. So exactly. So this is what I wanted to show you. Now remember the other time when the way you went in, you can just see, oh, data engineering, data factory, everything you need to work with. That's fine. But this is a better way to actually approach it. Especially when you're a beginner, it helps you. It's just like coming from the ground up. Except maybe you're very experienced and you just know how to maneuver the environment properly, right? So now over here, you can now do your get data. So you can see the different batch processing method we had used initially. That was the second class, I think. We had done copy job, we had done data flow, and we had done pipeline. So my question to you now, for the data that you ingested, the sales data you had ingested, which of these did you use? Did you use copy job, did you use data flow, or did you use pipeline?
I did not use any of this.
So you can see that's why somehow your data was lost in the process. It's not like it might not be there. It's just that maybe it's somewhere and you don't know where it is. Yeah. So it's just important that this is the best way to go through it. You be from your workspace, you select a new item, right? And then you copy job. Sometimes you might even need you to create another tab on the side. Sometimes you can right click and create another tab, just in case you want to, let's assume you had done a copy job already and you want to do create a pipeline. You can just also right click and then create a pipeline through another tab. It kind of helps you so you can know, okay, if I'm going to my copy job tab, this is what I'm doing. If I'm going to my pipeline tab, this is what I'm doing, right? And you can refresh Boost to see how it works. Does that make any sense, please?
Okay. Yes, it does.
Exactly. So you're going to actually choose now. It's now left for you, based on what we have learned in the second or third class. It's now left for you to choose which one that you actually would use to ingest. I feel you should actually do all three of them, but of course you start with one. So you can either use your copy job, you can either use your Dataflow Gen 2. So Dataflow Gen 2, you know what it's like. It actually takes you into this kind of Power Query. If you're used to Power BI and you know what Power Query is about, it takes you into a kind of Power Query environment, and you can actually prep and clean transform your data there, and then you load it to your Lakehouse, right? You can do the same thing, your pipeline, your notebook. If you're great with coding, you can use your notebook. If you know how to write Python, or you know how to work, do data analytics using Python, or just that is the best.
Yes.
Want to use. Yes, you can use notebook. You can use your Spark job definition as well. Now last week we had actually learned event stream, and were you in the last class, please, Jamil?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so last week what we did was we actually used sample data from Fabric to actually explore event stream. But the first thing we did was to create an event house first. Sometimes people could create an event stream first and then create an event house later. For me, I like to create an event house first and create an event stream later. And I think it's actually better, it's just as I said, Jamil, and everyone here, please. It's important that you just follow steps. It makes it easier for you, especially when you are a beginner. If you are very experienced and you know how to maneuver your way through it, fine, then that works. But I created an event house first, and then we had an event stream. And then we also created a query set where I had written some KQL query code. So we have the recording for that. So please, I would actually encourage you to go through that recording and see. Just there and then, as it was happening, I created a KQL, I wrote a KQL language there, and I actually rendered a visual. And you could see how the visual was working. And I also told you that, okay, this is how you can actually even choose to, just like your Power BI, you can choose to work on your data items, the color, just everything, your tooltips, everything you need to work with. Okay. So, Jamie, thank you so much for that. Please, when you do you've done your practice, then you can get back to us on that. Okay. But at least we have an idea of how this works. And you had not even created a warehouse yet. Jamie, please don't forget to create a warehouse. Is that okay?
Warehouse.
Yes. So please go to the recording. That will help you. Instead of just doing it on you, just go through the recording from the first day to everything is there. If you need the recording, we're going to reshare it again on the group.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, we can stop sharing now. You can stop sharing now, Jamil. Do we have any other question, please?
Yes, ma'am. I think the recording can be reshared in the group. Thank you.
Okay. So at the end of the class, the recording will be reshared. I just don't want to distract this one now. I can't be doing two things at the same time. So let me just, after that, I'll remember to share the recordings again in the group. All right. So do we have any other questions, please? Bisola. Okay, Bisola, you mentioned that you have not been profiled, right?
Yes.
Okay. Joan, how about Joan? Hello, Joan. Hello, Joan. Hello. So it's important that we actually interact here so we can learn. We can learn. Please, Joan, I want to know if you've been profiled. If you've not been profiled, we have a number that has been dropped already. If you don't have the number, just kindly reach out and we'll drop it again. Okay. But if you've been profiled, then please kindly go to the recordings and do your practice. Okay. So give me a moment while I share my screen so you can just jump into the class. Right, hold on. Give me a moment. I'm having an issue with my network, so let's wait. Okay, so kindly confirm if you can see my screen, please. Kindly confirm if you can see my screen, everyone. Can you see my screen? Can anyone see my screen, please?
Yes, we can see.
Yes.
I can see.
DP700
Why is everybody
study
silent?
group.
What's going on? We're Nigerians, so we don't believe, we don't dull here. What's going on? Please, when I ask a question, please just kindly respond. It will help. Okay,
The government
thank
is
you.
harsh.
Who was that, Mr. Greg?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Don't worry. It will be better.
I know, say Mr. Greg must come out, shall we?
Mr. Rashid, please, there's some people that want to be profiled. I don't know if you've gotten a DM from them.
Yeah, I've gotten DM from a couple of them, and I'm already working on it. In the next few minutes, they should get it in their inbox.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, so we're going to start our session 3. As you know, when we started this class, Mr. David had taken you.
Sorry, Joan. If you know you want yourself profiled and you are not telling me your full name, it means that we are not ready yet. Too. You can't send me just a name. I expect you yourself to be profiled because you need first name and last name to work with. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rashid. All right. Okay. So this is our session 3 of DP700 practice and exam preparation class. So in the first week, Mr. Deji had taken you through implementing and managing your analytics solution. And I believe you got value for that. The second and third week, we had actually explored ingesting and transforming data. So today we're going to actually explore monitoring and optimizing solution. And then, of course, in the last week, we're going to prepare for our exam day. Comments, please. All right. So please kindly confirm if you can still hear me. I'm going to go ahead. All right. So monitoring and optimizing your Microsoft Fabric solution. So this is what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover why monitoring and optimization is important in Fabric. We're going to check out monitoring analytics solutions in Fabric, optimizing analytics solution in Fabric, and security and compliance monitoring. If we have enough time today, we might do a demo. If not, we can move the demo to next week. So we'll just do our exploration first. Okay. Right. So, of course, this is a recap from the last couple of weeks that we've had. As you know, you're actually practicing for DP700, which is an intermediate class associate examination for the role of data engineer, of course. And as a candidate for this exam, you should have subject matter expertise with data loading patterns. So for data loading, remember how we ingested data, just like what we just what I talked about with Jamiu not long ago. You know, we had explored ingesting data in different ways. But first, we had to create our workspace first. So I believe Mr. Dede had taken you through that. I was not in that particular class, but he told me that he had taken you through how to create your workspace, how to create your warehouse, and how to create your lake house. Okay, we had also talked about what a warehouse meant, what a lake house meant, and what a workspace meant. And then for data loading and that batch processing patterns, we have talked about the different methods for doing that. We have explored copy job. We have explored Dataflow Gen 2. We have explored our pipeline method of ingesting data. And just last week, we actually explored our event stream. And then we went ahead to even check out how event stream works, you know, the system overview, everything. If you go through the last recording, you will see that there. And as you know, your responsibility as a data engineer, of course, is to ingest and transform your data. You secure and manage the analytics solution, you monitor and optimize. So what happens is this is what you do. It's now left for the data analysts and the fabric analytics people to do the proper analyzing and then visualizing and insights. It doesn't mean you can't still do that, you know, but you can see how it's shared. You all work together in a particular environment. So you're working with analytics engineers, you're working with architects, you're working with data analysts, you're working with even admins, administrators, you know, to design and deploy data engineering solutions for analytics. So you should be skilled at SQL, which is structured query language, PySpark, cluster query language, which we just explored last week. And there are many resources online that you can actually use to check. And go to Microsoft Learn. I mean, Microsoft Learn is free and accessible to everyone. So you can just go on there and learn as much as you want. Okay, there are even resources that are also online. Microsoft Learn has a YouTube channel. So please don't forget that. Microsoft Learn has a YouTube channel. Feel free to go there and then click on a playlist, and from your playlist, you know exactly what you're looking for. For us, right now, we're talking about DP700, which is Fabric Data Engineer. You can just go there and then just check out what they have there. There's so many resources. So there's no excuse to say, oh, hey, I don't have enough resources to learn, okay? All right, so our skills in depth here to implement and manage analytics solution. Of course, you configure your public workspace settings, which is what we had done. We created the workspace, implement your lifecycle management, configure security and governance. Mr. DJ had taken you through all those slides, and orchestrate processes, which is what we did. And then ingest and transform data. You know, so when you're writing your exam, you see when you see 30-35%, that's what's about. So in your exam, when you have your exam, it's going to be divided into certain batches, you know, where you see that, okay, I'm going to answer questions around this, and it has a percentage, right? Because the idea is for you must pass 700 mark over 1K. You must pass the 700 mark, yeah? So for ingestion and transforming data, you have to design and implement loading patterns, which is what Jamiu is actually practicing right now, and I believe all of us are going to do. You ingest and transform batch data, and then you ingest and transform streaming data, which is what we did last time with event stream. But what do we do first? We actually created an event house. And then within the event house space, we created an event stream. And then within the event stream space, we choose to analyze our data using coastal query language, aka also known as KQL. So we have SQL and we have KQL, but this is KQL we're talking about. So yes, so for today, of course, we're going to be checking out monitoring and optimizing analytics solution, how to monitor fabric items, identify and resolve errors, and optimize performance. So why does monitoring and optimization matter in Fabric? Give me a moment, please. Please, everyone, just give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds. All right, we're back. Thank you. Just had to attend to something quickly. All right. So, okay, give me a moment. All right, thank you everyone for your patience. Okay, so we're going to explore why monitoring and optimization matters in Fabric. Can anyone explain to me, just give me an insight. What do you think monitoring is about? This is a question for us. What do you think monitoring is about? Mr. Greg, what do you think monitoring is about? When you say to monitor something, it could just be anything. There are no right and wrong answers.
Yeah,
Please.
the name has said it all now. You're monitoring the processes, the activities to determine if there are bottlenecks anywhere so that you can resolve issues as they come up. You're
That's
looking
amazing.
at your pipelines and all that. You're trying to see how you can fine tune it to give you optimal performance and all that. So the monitors are just basically like they are like dashboards. They are monitoring. You use dashboards to monitor. They give you a big view, an overview of what is happening in your environment or your setup.
That's amazing. That's a fantastic answer, Mr. Greg. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I like it. All right. So just as Mr. Greg said, it's almost like it's like a dashboard where you can actually monitor. You can track anything you're doing. For example, Jamiu had mentioned that he had tried to ingest the data, right? So let's assume Jamiu is a workspace admin or a Fabric admin. At the monitoring area, he can actually monitor and see, okay, this is where I did a run here. I did an activity. What's happening there? We can actually check for errors. Let's assume it failed because Jamiu had mentioned that he had put in the industry sales data set and he couldn't find it. So at the monitoring area, he can actually find it. It's possible. Yeah. So there's a reason why I didn't go to that yet, because we had not started our class. But now, Jamiu, you can actually check the monitoring tab for that. So monitoring, you can use monitoring to check for errors, and understand all the recent activities that we have in there. But first, what's the significance of monitoring optimization in Fabric? Is to maximize the performance. Remember what Mr. Greg said, you check for errors, check for what something has, when an activity has failed, or when an activity actually went through, when it's actually successful. Remember, even whilst we are ingesting our data, you can see that it tells you, you can say running, query is running, and then successful. You see that? So there's even a notification somehow where you get a notification saying, okay, this is what you're doing. You're ingesting data via copy job, and now it's successful. If it's failed as well, you'll see it on your dashboard saying that it's failed. But let's assume you didn't catch that. Maybe assume you're busy. Maybe you're doing a couple of things at the same time when you were running that and it said failed, and you come back to your system and you can't see that. You go to the monitoring tab to check it out. So that's how important monitoring is, to maximize your performance and efficiency. And then also monitoring is important for cost control, because especially when you're monitoring, in fact, in Fabric, sometimes, for Power BI especially, I know that this is not a Power BI class, but sometimes you might have to even install some kind of workspace monitoring software inside. And it also has a cost. So there's a billing as well. Even when you're running your data through as well in your organization, there's a billing cost that comes with Fabric, right? But if you know how to properly look through your monitoring dashboard, you can know, okay, this is not what we need right now. We don't need to be running this right now, or we are done with this project. Let us shut down this one or keep it, in hibernation for a while until we're ready to go back to that again. So that's how important monitoring is. Of course, it's for better resource allocation, for enhanced data output, throughput, and timelessness. And of course, it's for proactive issue detection. We have mentioned that the monitoring is also important to check for errors and understand all the recent activities that you have actually been working on. Okay, so Next tab. The benefits of monitoring and optimization. You can scale efficiently. Imagine, I always tell people that software is very beautiful, like working with software, working with Fabric, working with any software fabric. But for Microsoft has made things very easy for you. Whether you're a local developer or you're very great with code, you can actually work fast. And then even if you're an admin, you're a workspace admin or you're a Fabric admin, a general Fabric admin, it's easy for you to just work fast in your workspace setting. You can know, okay, this is row level security. I'm going to enable this person to be able to edit. Everything is working at once, in sync. So because of that, you will scale efficiently. Whatever data job you're running will scale efficiently. It also reduces the risk of corruption or data loss. So as you know, if you check out the dashboard in Fabric, the monitoring dashboard, you would see that it's actually showing you everything that you've been working through. If you've actually worked on it, let's assume you did an event stream and you've actually even worked on a query set, you can see how everything is working. If something fails, you would see it. And so you try to prevent, you ask yourself, if you're having a Teams meeting or anything, you just say, okay, this is why we think our data failed. And you have the opportunity to correct it next time. It improves your user experience. Because whilst you see the failures or the success of any data, you just easily understand that, okay, this is what's happening here. This is what is happening here. So the more you work, the more you practice, the more you gain your experience as a Fabric data engineer. You maximize your capacity, and also it can help you set up automated alerts. Remember when we had scheduled, I think that was when we were actually ingesting data. So we actually scheduled, was it Dataflows Gen to a copy job? You can even schedule. So you can schedule and say, okay, I'm putting so-and-so person, Mr. Greg and Jamiu or Nafisa up here. So if there's any failure, they get an alert. If there's any failure, they get an email saying, hey, there's a failure here, because you cannot be on your system all the time. Sometimes you might be doing something else. Okay? Right, if you have any question in the midst of this, please don't forget to ask your questions. And if you can hear me, please tell me you can hear me, because I cannot see my Teams screen. So can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So monitoring analytics solutions. You can monitor different Fabric solutions. You can monitor your data pipelines, your data flows, your semantic model refreshes, your Spark jobs. I mean, if you actually wrote code or ingested data or analyzed data through code, you can do that with, remember I had said you can do that with Spark jobs or notebooks, right? Yeah, so you can even monitor with that. Yeah, and also you can monitor your Lakehouses and you can monitor your event streams. Maybe before the class is over, I would try to just, I'm not meant to actually do a demo today, but I think I would just show you just a bit of it. That's the next week we continue. All right, so best monitoring practices. Identify what you want to monitor. What are you monitoring? What are you monitoring exactly? Are you monitoring your new copy job? Are you monitoring a pipeline? Maybe you're working as a team. You want to be sure that, okay, this data had actually moved through this pipeline. Data analysts have access to it. What are you monitoring? So you have to identify what you actually want to monitor. And then you collect and you review your data. And then also you resolve issues. The reason why you monitor is not just to look at your screen. It's not just to say, oh, okay, I'm a data engineer and I get alerts. It's actually to resolve issues. That's why we have monitoring and optimizing in anything. Even in our phones, we have that as well. When you go to your settings, sometimes you can see storage optimization or something. You have to check, especially for those people that use some kind of phones that your storage gets full fast. And then you can check it there and then work on it. Same thing works with SaaS as well. Okay. And also, you have to optimize performance. You see those issues, you resolve them, and you optimize performance. Whenever you have errors, it's an opportunity for you to even do better next time. It's an opportunity for you to tackle. If you see a similar challenge, you can actually walk through that. And then it will be better, of course. And yeah. All right. So Fabric Monitoring Hub, Fabric Monitoring Hub, this is what it looks like here. You can see it here, view and track. You can see my cursor, right? View and track status of activities across workspaces for which you have permissions within Fabric. You have your view details, you have your activity status, start and end time, duration, activity statistics, everything. And it's submitted by, you can see, the admin monitoring systems administrator. So you can see how the beautiful thing about Fabric is different roles, different people with different roles can work together. Right? Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, so we're actually meant to do it. We are actually not meant to do it today. Yeah, but let me just show you what it looks like. I'm going to look for my Apex workspace. Okay, so last week, this is not Apex. Let me go to Apex. Okay, so last week we had explored our event house, and this is what it looked like. I don't know if you all can remember, we had actually even written some KQL query here, which is what we did. I had actually done a take 10 here instead of 15. But today while I was just moving my hand through it, I just put that 15 so you can see. And it's also important to note that even if you're working with the sample data whilst working with event stream, it's still in real time. It's still in real time. You can see the time here, right? See my cursor. This is the time. Query time is set to UTC. And this is it. It's in real time. Though I had asked, this is what I want. Show me the number of records where my ticker is, how, my project date, the opening data, high, low, and then of course the ticker, and then render a time chart. Render a time chart. We're looking at stocks, if we remember. So we have our tables here, we have our stocks here, but I mean, that's not why we're here. We're here for monitoring. Yeah, so let me just show you. So usually, this is the monitoring tab right now. Okay, this is the monitoring tab. On your far left, you can see monitor. So remember the definition Mr. Greg has said, that what monitoring is about, making sure that you can see all your activities, all your items here. So this is everything that we've worked with, everything we worked with. We can actually even move our cursor here to see. And you can see pipeline 1 succeeded in the different pipe. This is the Apex data flow we had, the pipeline we had. If I scroll downwards, I can see the other ones I had worked with. But this is just for Apex anyway. Yes, I have one for DP700 here I've worked on from the previous class. Yes, but for Apex, you can see everything here. So you can actually even look through it and see if something failed here, you will see that it's failed. Now it's saying schedule failures. Let me just preview this. Let me see if we had any failure. Schedule failure. View and manage who receives notification emails when scheduled if it fails. Remember, we had done a scheduling at some point, and I think I had added Mr. DG as one of the people that actually received a notification email if something fails. Right? But right now, we don't have any failures. Initially, we had a failure then when we are having that class, but I think it's corrected now. So everything is successful here. So if it's actually failed on your status, you will see that it's failed at this point. Okay, this is item type. And check it out and type, click on it. You can see the ascending and descending, whichever way, your start time submitted by. So it also has filter options too. You can filter and say, oh, what do I want to check? Do I want to check my failed? Do I want to check my canceled, in progress? What did I do? Is my event stream really working? Or is it unknown? So you can see there's so much to explore here, but this is, we're not meant to do that today, but I'm just showing you what it's like. So this is actually the central dashboard. It's called the central dashboard. And in this central dashboard, it's used to track your recent activities across various Fabric workloads. So you can see all the workloads that we've worked with. Everything is here. Let me do this so you can see them in full view. Everything is here. We can even choose to refresh if we want to, but I'm not going to refresh now, so I don't take a lot of my data. Yeah. Yes. So there's also a filter option here, as I've mentioned, and the central dashboard here helps you track runs. It helps you check for errors. just like I had mentioned. It helps you understand all the recent activity that you've been doing. And it gives you control to filter and sort. Here, you can filter and sort by item type, by start time, and the time you submitted. Let's assume I'm working with Mr. Greg. Mr. Greg said, oh, Joan, I had actually worked on a pipeline and I submitted it at so and so time. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let me see what date. Let me see it. And then he sends it to me and I check it out. Just to be sure that he actually did his job. So you can see how beautiful it is, working within the monitoring space, understanding what it's about. Yeah. And also the columns can actually be customized if you want to. It can be customized if you want to. So this is your column options. I can choose to customize and choose whichever one I want to appear here. Let me see. What should I change? This is all what we have, our status, submitted by location. Let's see. Let me just add duration to it and apply. All right. Okay. So it's actually meant to show, you can see the duration here. You can see duration was added. So you can actually customize your monitoring view. So everything is at a glance. You can see it at a glance. Yeah. This is something I was working on. He said stop. Because sometimes it has to stop because I'm not using it at this point. So it stopped, and that's okay. Yeah, so you can, within this central dashboard, you can actually monitor your data pipelines, your notebooks, your data flow Gen 2, your Spark job definitions, and your semantic models. However, event streams cannot be monitored here. Anything event streams cannot be monitored here. If you look through, you see that we don't have anything about event stream around here. Everything we have worked on, even the event stream, doesn't appear here because event stream is not monitored in our central dashboard. You can actually check out or monitor your event stream in another place.
Annie?
Hello? Do we have a question? Hello? Okay. All right, so we continue. So it's also important to note that there's a level of row level security here within this monitoring view, yeah? You can actually view activities or fabric items that you are given permission to view, yes? So if a fabric admin, there's something we call a fabric admin, a general fabric admin, overall fabric admin can actually choose to say, oh, please, only Mr. Greg should have access to this data, to Apex workspace. Or only Nafisa and Jamil should have access to DP700 workspace or this particular pipeline. Or if we have a data analyst in the house, only Joan should actually work with, to actually be able to visualize data. It's possible. Yeah, so that's the beauty of monitoring and optimization. At this point, do we have any other question? Do we have any question, please? Question, please. Let me go back and see who we have in the house. And I hope you are following. I hope you are following. Really. Yes.
Yes.
So are we following?
Yes,
Jamiu, Mohammed, Greg, Moses.
I am following.
Thank you. No question. Somebody's typing. Sorry, I'm trying to get back in the chat so I could see. I'm sure you can see my screen. So let's see. All right. Any question? Olumide just joined in. Olarewaju. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Olarewaju. Okay. So yeah, so we can continue. Bisola, any question? No. If not, let's just continue. I'm just gonna minimize this.
No, I didn't have question.
Okay.
Someone has a question in the chat, so maybe you should check.
In the chat. Mr. Rashid?
Yeah.
Please, could you just help me with that question, please?
Okay, what is the best way to select data ingestion method?
What's the best? So we don't have a best. I don't think there's any best way if you ask me. There's no best way. It depends on what you want to do and how you want to do it. If you want a copy job, there's a reason why you're doing a copy job. If you want to actually work with your Dataflow Gen 2, there's a reason why you're doing that. It also depends on the kind of data you also have. What kind of data are you working with? Are you working with data from external sources? Are you working with data from your local machine? Are you working with the CSV data? Are you working with an Excel data? Are you working with a JSON file? What are you working with? So that depends. It depends on the kind of data that you have. That what actually determines what kind of ingestion method. But when it comes to ingesting, even when you click on, oh, okay, I want to ingest this data. You see the steps there, and when you even click, it shows you the kind of data where you can actually get your data sources from. You know, let's assume you have an SAP software and you want to bring in data from SAP. It's possible. So you now choose, do I want a pipeline? Do I want to take it through a pipeline? Or do I just want to copy job? Meaning I just want to copy the data without taking in the whole thing. Or do I want to do an incremental? It just depends on what you want. You know, so I cannot say there is a best way to ingest data. It's just for you to explore, know what works for you, or if whoever you're working with, if you have a supervisor that tells you, please copy this job, then you do that. And they also tell you, please, you want this analysis with Dataflow Gen 2, you can now work on it. For Dataflow Gen 2, it's easier to actually do an analysis, especially if you have Power BI experience or Power Query experience with Excel. Okay, I don't know who asked that question, but I hope that answered the question. Did that answer your question? Let me go back.
That's Oluwatobi Fatokun.
Okay.
Toby, has your question be answered, please? Maybe you cannot speak when where he or she is, so you can move on.
Sorry, Greg, I want to rephrase that question. You made mention of different formats of your data to determine what you want to do. Can you give us a best use case, like for instance, when to use the pipeline, when to use the GenFlow tool, when to use the copy tool and all that? Best use case. Like best we for begin, like for instance, now if I have a CSV, will it be better I use copy tool? Or if I have an external data source as my data, maybe like the SCP you talked about, would it be better to use maybe the GenFlow tool? I think you talked about if you have Power BI experience and all that, I think it's better to use one particular one you just said. So maybe just give us a hint so that we know how to use and when to and how to go about it as beginners.
Okay. So I think when we had that class, that would have covered that. But I'm still going to answer this question again. So let's assume you have a text or a CSV. Yeah. Okay. For copy job, I think you have to create a data gateway. There's a reason why I use the sample data we had with them.
Okay.
Right? There's a point where you have to use a data gateway. Okay, we didn't do that. We didn't work on that particular one. Yes. But when it comes to your Dataflow Gen 2, you can actually even get data from your local machine. It's possible to use your local machine to do that. You can also work with, for example, Mr. Greg had mentioned that if somebody's working with SAP data. With SAP data, remember that's a company data already.
Yeah.
You can choose to actually do a copy job with that. It's possible. Okay. You can use to do a copy job with that. And all the resources you will need, they will be provided at that time.
Okay.
If there's something, maybe a code you need to for access, because security is very important, remember. So let's assume I'm copying something from SAP into our Fabric. There's going to be a level of security steps that you have to take.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is, whilst you're working on it, you can see that it's telling you, okay, this is what you're meant to do. You've configured it, you've connected to this here. You'll see everything that you need there. So for if you're working with an organization, you can ask, oh, please, we don't have, how can I actually get a data gateway, please? We need a data gateway. If you're a beginner.
Yeah.
And then somebody would say, okay, this is how to get it. This is the data gateway you can use, or this is what we use here in this company. And then you work with that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Welcome. All right. So Oluwatobi, I hope we had answered your question, Oluwatobi. You can unmute yourself. Don't be shy. Please. Everybody's learning.
Yes, I think so. Okay. But please, what's the best method for live data? Is it pipeline?
Event stream. If you're working with live data, event stream. let's assume you have access to live data. For example, the current World Cup that is going on, and you have access to the data. Event stream, that's it.
Okay, thank you very
Event
much.
stream, but you'll be billed though if you're getting in this thing. So you have to also consider a couple of things too, because it's reading at the same. Event stream is just the best to use. Event stream, and you can actually monitor through Event House too, or you can monitor through your workspace too when it comes to event stream. Shay.
All right, please. Can you give an instance? I don't know. Maybe you've worked with event stream, maybe on any project. Can you give an instance, maybe like a summary of because I mean we talk about transactional data and then with maybe SQL, so I don't see any reason why maybe you also have to maybe ingest, I mean that. I mean I think we discussed that last week, where maybe the data maybe it's kind of historical. But can you give an instance or maybe of a live project maybe you've worked on in the past that has to do with streaming of data outside maybe like IoT, which I know is not something that is used by every organization. So I don't know if you have any experience.
Okay, your question you're asking now, are you trying to understand how to use event stream, or you just want a use case?
Yes, a use case. Maybe, I mean, personal experience, from your own personal experience, if you had one.
Okay. So, I mean, from social media, right? I think I'll use social media for that. Let's assume there are comments on a particular page, like a Twitter page or Instagram page. You can actually get the link from there and connect. It's possible. I have not tried that before, but I know it's possible. I know somebody had mentioned that before. So I think it's possible to do that and then check how your data is working, right? This is for your practice here. But in an organization, if they have to work with event stream, for example, telecom providers, let's assume they have to work with that. It's still the same method. You just do your ingestion and then you watch your flow from there. The idea is that it's running in real time. And if you can write KQL data, it's very easy for you because KQL is what works with event stream, right? You can also connect your SQL databases to, I believe so, that you can do that. Yeah. But let's assume you're working with a company like MTN or Glow, and you have your data that is running per second, or a bank, because you had mentioned transactional data. Yeah. Once you have your link and you just connect, everything is there. The beauty of it is, let me see if I can share my screen. Okay, I'm still sharing my screen. Give me a moment. Like this. So whilst I'm talking, at least we are seeing, you can create a new database like how we did the last time at this point. And when you do that, you can choose to, let me see, is it get data? You can choose to get data from different sources, right? And then if it's Azure storage, you can choose to get data through that. So you can actually even use your event stream directly. You can create a new event stream, right? And then just put your data through that, and it works. If it's transactional data through a bank, it works same way. And then you watch it and you monitor it. If you want to analyze and say, okay, when did we have the highest flow of transactions in this week? You can write KQL to write that data. So I think it's still the same method, actually, generally. Is that okay, Shay?
All right.
Is that okay? Are you satisfied with that answer?
My namesake, we ask you a question.
Not completely, but at least I understand what you're trying to say.
Okay. It's just still the same process, Shay.
All right.
Wherever you want to get database from, you can do that. It's very easy. You just first you have to
I'm
create
just
an
trying to
event
look
stream.
at let me say like an organization. So not for maybe I understand maybe as social media. I'm just trying to look for a use case for an organization, maybe like bank, aviation, maybe shipping. I mean, I'm just trying to think of a use case really. So that's why I actually brought up that question. So, but I mean, it's okay.
So if you have an aviation data, no matter any data you want to have, even if it's health data or the amount of people that mortality data, the amount of people that have died today, right? All you need to do, once you have that stream, you have a link. You just connect it, right? When we worked on this particular, the last demo we did, we used a sample data. But if you're actually using a live data, if it's connected to one lake, fine. If you created a data flow for it previous, because it's a process, you can still choose to connect to more data sources. Give me a moment. And you can see this is what Microsoft Fabric provides, okay? So actually there's no way that you won't find one that actually works, that you can actually work with here. Yeah, so if it's organizational data, better for you because it's going to be stored somewhere. So the question is, where is your data going to be stored? And then once it's stored there, you can connect. Is that okay?
Okay, all right. I will look for something. Maybe I'll look for a use case and then I'll try something.
So it's better that you actually look for what you want and then work with it that way. You can now choose to connect if you want anything. Let's assume I click on one link events. You can see event type. I can choose whatever event type I want. I can add the one lake source here if I want to. And you can see that once I'm doing that, it's creating a new event stream. It's still the same way, whichever data you're working with. All right. And then remember at the top left here, this is where we have everything you're working on. You can see this is for the configuration part. And then at the end of it, you can now review and configure. You can even choose to set filters. So it depends on what you want. Okay. All right. So any other question, please? Any other question? None for now. All right. So where were we? Give me a moment. Back to our monitoring screen. Okay. So this is actually our central dashboard, as I had mentioned earlier. We also have a place we call our workspace monitoring, but we're actually not meant to do that now. It's meant to be for next week. So at this point, I think I know our class kind of finished early today, but we have actually concluded our class. If you have any other question, please just ask. And I'll also add that it's important that whenever you view any dashboard or let's assume you're creating a workspace, it's important to actually read through, just get to understand your dashboard properly. It helps you get to understand your dashboard. You can even check out your settings if you want to, everything. Just once you do that, it's easy for you to actually just say, okay, I'm going to this place. Like I want to click on this. I want to check out some workloads or real time, whatever it is you want to work with. Yeah. So back to our Apex workspace. Okay, so do we have any question for now? Any question?
Mine is up.
Oh, your hand is up. Okay, please. Let me see.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I just wanted to ask, what is the prerequisite for this DP700? I mean, what's the prerequisite certification that needs to be done before this? Because I know that if you don't do the prerequisite or the fundamental, Microsoft may not award you the certificate. Yes. So my second question is just a request. If that I think the first session we had, second session where the major task we have to do, so that for those of us that have not been that just got a profile today, probably can just go through it to get the instructions and other things to do to start our own practice. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so your first question, which is the prerequisites, you need to have an understanding first. I mean, that's why we're having this Microsoft Data Days. So, but our advice, we want to have an understanding of how data, a bit of data analytics, that will help, you know. But right now, any of you can actually register, and if you hopefully get a voucher, because vouchers are going to be shared, you can still write the exam. Yes, but have an understanding of data. You know, go through your course, and go through Microsoft Learn just to get more insight into what being a data engineer is about. So even everything we're teaching here is still broken down in smaller units, smaller understandable units. And you can also have an opportunity to go through exercises too. Okay, so that just prepares you. And towards the end of this Microsoft Data Days, we're going to be having Q&A where we would explore the questions, the possible exam questions, so you can pass your examinations. Then number 2, for all the recordings that we have done, after this class, I'm going to share it in the group, but please make sure that you're part of the DP700 class group. So Moses, are you part of the DP700 class group currently?
I think so. On WhatsApp.
Yes, please check.
On WhatsApp.
Please just check. DP700, yes. And just type in your search. Okay. So is there any other person in this class that is not part of the DP700 class group? Is there any other person? So we are all in the class group. Oh, that's fine. So Moses, at least for your sake, we're going to repost it again.
Yes. Yes. Of my first question, I don't think you got my first question, so maybe I can just rephrase it.
Yes, please.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, I understand that from experience, when you do an associate certification or expert level and you've not passed the fundamental, or maybe you do the expert certification and you've not done the associate, that Microsoft may not award you the certificate, right?
Oh,
so they may not.
Okay.
So now I understand that DP700 is an associate level. So just for the sake of everybody here, I understand that DP900 is the fundamental. I have also passed that one. So I just want to know any fundamental or any extra for this particular DP700.
Okay, for DP700, there's no particular mandatory prerequisite certification. You can just write it straightforward.
Okay.
Yes, that's in simple terms. But it's important to also actually know what it's about. So you have to now do a lot of studying, a lot of practice. That will help. But you can just write it. You don't need to have gotten your Azure fundamentals yet or your DP900 yet, right? I hope that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It doesn't mean you can. At least you've gone through DP900, so that makes it perfect. So for those of us here that haven't gotten or gone through DP900, which is Microsoft Azure Data Fundamentals, you can actually choose to do that. But it doesn't mean that you must pass the exam before you write your DP700. No. Shay, Mr. Rashid, sorry, please, Shay, hold on, Mr. Rashid.
No. So I just want to add to your response, Joanne. Okay. So in as much as there is no prerequisite for writing DP700, but for some people that are coming from PL300, it gave them a kind of a background knowledge. If you want to start from DP700, except you are a genius, you will struggle a little. But if you come from environment of maybe PL300, you already know what's happening, understanding insights and stuff like that. When you build on that pedestrian, you can now climb. So a lot of things that you do inside the DP700 will make sense to you. I don't know if I'm in line, Joanne.
No, you're saying the truth.
So if you have not written PL300 at all, I think for me, that should be the starting point for you. Okay? When you have a grasp of data driven decisions very well. Then transiting to, because the whole essence of DP700 is all about managing, monitoring, cleaning your data such that it can be, something that you can see at a glance and see how it's moving, okay? Because data these days is getting heavier. So a lot of databases cannot even handle. So a lot of companies are running to the cloud, okay? The eras of people buying, what's it called now? Server and buying 1 million terabytes, something terabyte, that era has gone. So a lot of organizations are moving to the cloud now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rashid. Thank you, Mr. Rashid. So I'll just add to what Mr. Rashid said. Mr. Rashid is just trying to explain that you should have a background knowledge of what this is about. Yeah. But some people are actually very fast learners. So if you're fast and you can bolden it up, why not? I think you can still write it. Sheyi, I think Sheyi wanted to ask a question before Mr. Greg, please.
Okay, yeah, I want to ask, do we have maybe like assignment or something, maybe like a scenario, something we can work with? I mean, outside working through these exercises, maybe tasks. Yeah, let me put it that way. That we can, I mean, that way maybe give us a kind of a scenario and then some data and then something we can work with. It will also help.
Okay. So probably most likely by this weekend that will be done. Today, tomorrow, we create a task for you to walk through. But previously we had shared data on the group. Sheyi, you're in the group, right? Have you seen the data that was shared?
Yes, I saw that.
Sorry, sir?
Sorry, please.
Sorry, Mr. Greg, hold on, please. Sheyi, I can't hear you.
I said, yes, I work with the data. I was also able to use SharePoint data that I have. Then I was able to ingest and then see how that works.
Okay. So provide more data since that has been requested. Mr. Greg?
Yeah, sorry. Continuing based on that, what Mr. Rashid was saying. Between PL300 and the SQL for development, which one is a better fit for DP700?
Repeat your question, please.
Based on the foundations, I think Mr. Rashid was saying if you have between PL300 and the SQL, which of them is...
And DP...
yeah,
okay, and he mentioned PL300 and Azure. Azure is DP900.
Okay. So which one is better to give you a better understanding of
DP900? DP900.
Okay.
Yes, I would suggest you start from that, DP900. If you complete that, you can now just jump into your PL300 if you want to. But the reason why Mr. Rashid mentioned that is because Fabric also works hand in hand with Power BI.
Yeah, okay.
You know, when Jamiu has shared his screen initially, you can see that Jamiu was in the Power BI environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we also have the Fabric workspace environment. Yeah. So you can actually choose to learn your Power BI too. That's great. So Power BI will actually, using Power BI will teach you how to your ETL process generally, how to work with Power Query, analyze within Power Query. And if you're actually working with the Dataflow Gen 2 in Fabric, it's just similar to that. So I believe that what Mr. Rashid was information he was trying to pass. Someone else's, you're welcome, Mr. Greg. Someone else's hand was raised up. I think he saw that.
Please, I wanted to ask, I'm not on the PL700 group.
Yes, I raised up my hand. So I wanted to say the link that was sent before, the WhatsApp link that was sent before, please, can it be reshared? Because at some point, I logged out and I logged them back. So
okay, just give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'm sure you all can set the screen. You're welcome. Okay. Reshared. Okay, Bisola. Dabrichi.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Bisola.
I was asking because I'm not on the PL700 group.
Okay, so this is DP700. This is DP700 group. Mr. Rashid, please. Can Dabrichi join PL300 or not?
No, sorry, DP700, 700.
She
Oh.
can if she's
Okay.
available. The
Okay,
only
he
thing
said-
is that we have 4 tracks and you can only join 2 because 2 tracks are running concurrently.
No,
So
like,
you have to make your
I'm doing
decision.
your 300, but like DP700, I'm not the group.
Okay, Dabrichi, you have to make a request. Just check, make a request, and we'll view it and then accept you.
Okay, so Daberichi, can you hi me on WhatsApp? Let me send the link to you now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rashid.
Daberichi, is he or is she? Is he unisex name?
I thought it's female. It's a unisex name, but this is a male. This is male. Right
hello,
now.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I used to think it's a female though.
Okay, thank you. All right. Yeah. So I believe some of you have been profiled already. Mr. Rashid has been doing work at the background. So I believe a lot of you have been profiled. Secondly, I'm going to share the recording, which is what, see if I can even do that right now so we can all get it at once. And thirdly, she has requested that we want to enjoy a track. So we're going to see what we can do, work on something and send to you. They can explore.
Sorry, I'm having issue with the link sent to. It's saying we can't find message, so I don't know what's that mean.
Sorry, you can't find this WhatsApp link, you mean?
Yes.
Mr. Rashid, please could you resend the group 2 link here, please? I'm not a part of that group. And please, Mr. Rashid, please add me to the group, please. Thank you.
You a whole guy like you. Okay, I'm making you an admin immediately.
Thank you, sir. All right. 700. Okay. Okay, I'm about to send the recordings for week 1 and week 2, and then week 3. So I just sent the recording for week 1 and week 2. I'm going to send the one for week 3, which is on YouTube.
Hello, ma.
I'm here. I'm listening, Daberichi. Okay, you're not in the group yet, Daberichi. Daberichi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was saying that I'm not on the DP700 group.
Okay, Mr. Rashid, have you sent a message to Mr. Rashid yet?
Okay, let me send him a message now.
Yes, do that. I didn't know. All right, so any other question, please? Any other challenge? Are we facing any other challenge, please? We're going to have, you guys are going to have a project and we're going to create data for that. So usually if you're creating data for your project, it would be, of course, fictitious data. Yeah, that will be sent to you. We already have data that has been sent before, but you can send our data. But for event stream, I think I'd like you to do something in event stream. Let me ask, Shay, have you actually gone through the event stream? Have you worked on the last data that we worked with, which is the stock data? Have you done that?
Are you talking to me?
Shay, yes.
I'm not sure of anything, but I would definitely look into it.
If you have gone through that question you asked me initially, don't ask that question. But as you have not gone through, that's why. So please go through it. But I think we are still going to send tags just like you requested, because as you said, tags are actually very important. So I really like that you actually asked that a tag should be sent. That's great. We'll try and see what we can do concerning event stream. So aside the one that we have had for, the recording, the week 3 that we had, we're actually going to create it. I will speak with Mr. DJ, and then we can work on something and send to you so you can actually explore event stream. But when you're doing that also, you should be careful and you should know when to actually stop your event from running. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Well, let's see how that goes. Okay. Any other question, please? Mohammed, have you been profiled? Let me see. We had some people that have not been profiled initially. Bisola. Okay, Bisola just mentioned that she's trying.
Yes.
Okay, have you gotten into have you logged in yet?
No, I haven't logged in. My laptop is low currently. So I'll power it to try it out.
Okay. So please just kindly log in. If it's not working, please kindly reach out to Mr. Rashid, please. They've been doing a lot of work on the background. Yes, Mr. Rashid will help you through it. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Who else? Let me see who has not been profiled.
I've been profiled, and I've been able to log in. All is working fine.
Awesome, Moses. Good to hear. Oluwatobi, you've been profiled, yeah? Have you been profiled?
I've been profiled.
Okay, have you logged in?
No. I was profiled today. I will log in today.
Okay, please just try and log in so we know everything is working fine. So we don't have to next week. We don't have to still go through the same process again.
What about Franca? Franca, have you been profiled? Franca, have you been profiled?
Which of the Francas?
Franca,
maybe more Franca we have here.
Have you been profiled?
Of course.
Can still remove you from the profile, sir.
To 10 of you.
Okay. Okay. So for the WhatsApp group, are we still having anybody? Is there anyone that still doesn't have access to the WhatsApp group, please? To the general WhatsApp group and the DP700 WhatsApp group. Any other person? None. All right. So at this juncture,
it's not a must. They must be in the two WhatsApp group. What is important is they should just be in one.
Yes, it should be in one.
The reason why we created the second one was that the first one has been exhausted. You can only take 1,000 people. You get?
Yes, sir. I understand. Yes. I mean, I'm speaking for people that have not been in any of the groups because some people joined in some other way.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So, Mr. Rashid, I think over to you. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this class, just like the other ones. I hope you did. Thank you, Mr. Rashid. Over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. My imported friend, as I like to call her, he doesn't speak like local people like me. I want us to. Okay, Moses is raising up his hand. So, Moses, you have the floor, please.
Yes, I raised the hand before. I just wanted to know the task we are going to carry out for those that are just being profiled. Is it in that second record, the second or the third recording, so that just to quickly go through it.
Sorry, Moses, repeat your question, please.
Okay, I mean the task, such as creating a workspace, is it on the second recording you shared or the third recording that you shared?
So second and third, please. So the second was the general ingestion, which I think we've done, but we can still create like other data that you can work with. And hello, are you okay?
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. So the second and third. So the last class we just worked on event stream. Mr. DJ had already done. He just did an overview. Then I went into demo. I talked about event stream, and then we walked through that, creating an event house, creating an event stream, creating a query set, and then analyzing our data live. That's what we did. So it's possible to still have that. With the request that she had made, we can see how we can work on that to just create something, possibly for you to also explore event stream too. But if not, we ask you to work with your sample data.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So the sample raw data, I don't know if it can be shared.
Okay, the last sample, the last data, you mean?
Yes. The sample data that we can use to to work.
Yes, of course, of course. Since you requested, we will reshare that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, do we have any other questions, please? Okay, so I believe we've all been added to a group, and we're all part of the DP700 group. Mr. Rashid, please, over to you. Thank you. Mr. Rashid? Hello, Mr. Rashid. Hello, Mr. Rashid. Mr. Rashid, can you hear me? Okay, so if we don't have any other question, then, I mean, all the deliverables will be sent as requested, please. Yes, Mr. Rashid is meant to actually conclude this class, but he's not here now. Hello, Mr. Rashid, can you hear me? All right, so thank you, everyone. Thank you for, being a part of this class, taking your precious time to be here today. Jamil, Mohamed, Greg, Moses, Luatobi, Nafisa, Bisola, Lariwaju.
Thank you. Lovely session.
Olumide and Apereji. Thank you so much. Nafisa, your hand is raised.
Yes, please. I just want to request that the 2 data sets should be sent, please.
Yes, we will send it. It's part of the deliverables that we have to
Okay,
send.
thank
Yes. Thank you. All right, so I believe our class is concluded. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, a weekend ahead. Thank you. Bye, everyone. See you next
Bye, everyone.
See you next week. Thank you, Nafisa.